Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Why should Brooke be concerned about Ridge's envious obsession with Taylor? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester made an unsuccessful attempt to caution Deacon Sharp against Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. Since Taylor and Deacon are in love, they are unable to deny their strong bond. Deacon and Taylor will proceed with their relationship in spite of all the threat posed by Sheila Carter. Ridge won't like that at all, since he will constantly be concerned that Sheila will lose it and hurt Taylor. But according to B&B teasers, Sheila will ultimately consent to give up her marriage and allow Taylor to have Deacon. Ridge might find it hard to accept that and continue to worry about his ex-wife. Of course, in the upcoming months, there can be another issue that takes center stage. Ridge dislikes Deacon and doesn't think he's a suitable fit for Taylor, even if Sheila weren't involved. Ridge could detest the prospect of Taylor and Deacon creating a real future together the longer they are together. Ridge might get fixated on Taylor once more, which would be troubling for Brooke Logan Forrester. Although Deacon is currently Taylor's ideal partner, we all know that bliss on soap operas doesn't last forever. Deacon and Taylor will undoubtedly disappoint one another at some time. Whether Taylor wants to admit it or not, Ridge might always be a vulnerability. Taylor has made an effort to persuade herself that Deacon has assisted her in letting go of Ridge. But what if she eventually gives in to temptation with her ex-lover? On the other hand, Taylor might feel let down by Deacon and turn to Ridge for solace. Rather of shouting, "I told you so," Ridge might offer Taylor a bed to land in and a shoulder to cry on. In any event, Ridge might eventually cause some turbulence in Taylor and Deacon's romance. There may be unsettling news in Ridge's marriage to Brooke if he becomes fixated on Taylor and tries to get her away from Deacon out of jealousy. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, romantic issues are constantly on the horizon, so keep an eye out. Tuesday, April 7th. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor's destiny revealed. One of the most emotionally charged turning points in recent memory occurs in Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, when Taylor Hayes' fate is finally disclosed, shocking her friends, family, and even adversaries. Viewers finally receive answers after weeks of anxiety, doubt, and escalating tension. However, those solutions don't provide straightforward comfort in typical soap opera form. Rather, they pave the way for a fresh round of emotional fallout, tough choices, and repercussions that will reverberate throughout Los Angeles. A prolonged crisis comes to a head. Taylor has been in the heart of an intensifying storm for a while now. It was evident that Taylor was approaching a breaking point, whether it was due to the persistent threat surrounding Sheila, the emotional strain of her complex relationships, or the subtle indications that something wasn't quite right. It was felt by those closest to her. Sensing that her mother was holding more than she was willing to divulge, Steffi in particular has been tense. Respecting Taylor's independence and wanting to keep her safe at all costs conflicted with Ridge's own inclinations. The tension was evident even to those who weren't close to her. The question isn't whether anything will happen by the time Tuesday's show starts. Whether it's already too late is the question. The point at which everything shifts. The aftermath of a crucial occurrence involving Taylor is quickly explored in the episode. Tuesday eventually rips back the veil, presenting the truth in a way that is both emotional and scary, even if aspects have been hinted at in earlier episodes. Taylor is discovered in a precarious condition, both mentally and physically exhausted, raising serious concerns right away. There are several characters involved in a race against time, since the problem is serious enough to need immediate response. Panic is present. Fear is present. Above all, there's uncertainty. Seems like everything may be gone for a split second. The worst fear of Steffi. One of the episode's most potent moments is Steffi's response. As a daughter, she has always viewed Taylor as a pillar of support, someone who keeps the family cohesive even during the most trying circumstances. She is deeply shaken to see her mother in peril. Steffi won't watch from the sidelines. She makes it apparent that she will stop at nothing to guarantee Taylor's protection, demands answers, and expects quick action. Her apprehension swiftly transforms into resolve, underlining the intense loyalty that characterizes her. However, weakness lies underlying that strength. Steffi fears losing her mother. Ridge deals with a tough situation. Ridge is forced to take a moment to think about the issue. His relationship with Taylor is rich, nuanced, and full of remorse as well as love. All of those feelings come flooding back when you watch her struggle. He is no longer considering romantic entanglements or problems from the past. He is considering the important things. Ridge adopts a protective stance, providing assistance while simultaneously battling his own guilt. Is there anything more he could have done? Did he need to see the symptoms sooner? As he stands by Taylor's side, these questions persist. The real story of Taylor's illness. The reality about Taylor's illness starts to surface as the program progresses. The show emphasizes the emotional impact of the problem without turning it into a strictly medical plot. Stress, dread, and the cumulative effects of everything she has gone through are all major factors in Taylor's struggle, which is not simply physical. There is a mixture of relief and worry upon learning this. Relief because there is no immediate danger. Concern as it is severe enough to necessitate long-term reforms. Taylor can't just go back to her regular life. A pivotal moment for Taylor. What Tuesday's program means for Taylor herself may be its most important feature. She has to face her own limitations for the first time in a long time. Taylor has always been the one to assist people by providing direction, encouragement, and emotional support. However, she is now the one in need of assistance. And it's difficult to accept that. Taylor admits the stress she has been under in a brief but impactful moment. She acknowledges that she has been overexerting herself, attempting to please everyone while neglecting her own needs. It's an honest moment that strikes a deep chord. The shadow of Sheila is still there. One issue is still unanswered, despite the fact that Taylor's immediate condition is becoming more apparent: Sheila's persistent threat. Recent events have been clouded by her presence, whether direct or indirect. Everything that has happened up to this point has been influenced by the anxiety and tension brought on by that threat. The connection to Sheila cannot be overlooked, even if Taylor is the main focus of Tuesday's program. The story's emotional terrain is nevertheless impacted by the tension she creates. This implies that the threat might still exist. Family gathers together. The Forrester family does what it usually does best in times of crisis. They unite. There is a feeling of solidarity in the endeavor to assist Taylor despite prior disputes and complex relationships. In order to concentrate on what really matters, Brooke, Steffi, Ridge, and others are forced to temporarily set aside their conflicts. The intensity of the episode is balanced by these intimate moments. They serve as a reminder to viewers that compassion is still possible in a world full of conflict and competitiveness. What takes place next? Taylor's fate is more apparent by the end of the episode, although it is still not fully decided. For now she is secure. However, the encounter has altered her. Taylor must make crucial choices going forward regarding her priorities, health, and future. Will she take her time and prioritize her health? Or will she be pulled back into the same habits that caused this predicament? The issue for Ridge and Steffi is how to help her without going too far. They know she cherishes her independence, yet they still want to keep her safe. It's a fine balance. The start of a new chapter. The episode on Tuesday does more than just wrap up a plot. It is the start of a new chapter. Taylor's incident is a wake-up call for everyone in her immediate vicinity. It emphasizes how crucial it is to focus on one's physical and mental health even in the face of chaos. It also lays the groundwork for upcoming advancements. Will Taylor get more intimate with Ridge as a result of her vulnerability? Will it make her relationship with Steffi stronger? Will she become more cautious or more driven as a result? Concluding remarks. Tuesday's episode is a great illustration of the bold and the beautiful's long-standing success with emotional storytelling. The show takes the time to examine the human aspect of the narrative, including the fear, love, uncertainty, and hope, rather than depending only on shock value. Taylor's journey is far from ended, even if her fate has been revealed. In actuality, it might only be getting started. Every conclusion in Los Angeles results in a fresh start, as is customary.